choice. All right, Nico, what's up,
Sure.
my man? Hey,
Not too bad. Lockdown life. Lockdown life is what's up.
yeah, lockdown life. That is, man. That is what's up. We're slowly getting out of it though, which is good
Hard,
because,
hard.
yeah, I don't know about you, but being isolated at home sucks. It's
Too true. In saying
too.
that though, I got my first takeaways last night. Got burgers. It was mean.
I think all of Auckland did that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Hey, while you were in lockdown, tell us what you got up to. You were
Um,
working a little bit.
I did a little bit of mahi cooking hangis.
Yep.
For my uncle, he owns a business, and
Yep.
we were cooking kai for the homeless, which was mean. Way to get out of the house. Way to make some money during this time. So that's been dope.
And also a noble cause. You know,
Hard out.
yeah, those people definitely appreciate it and need it. Um, why I've got you here was because I wanted I guess I feel like you have a couple skills that you could share with the rest of the crescendo artists. And my main thing was around your workflow. You know, I was hoping you could talk us through it because I noticed that like when you put your mind to a project, that project gets done. It's
Yo,
everything you say that you'll do, like it ends up getting done. So
slowly but
um,
surely.
slowly but surely. Um, so I guess I just kind of wanted to, yeah, like what's when you have an idea, like let's say you've got a song or something like that.
Mm.
What's the thought process from the written side of things all the way through to when it comes out on, let's say, Spotify and all of that type of stuff.
Yo,
What's your thought process behind that?
I reckon, I reckon, especially throughout this lockdown time, because I've been doing heaps of creating, just heaps of beat making and stuff.
Hmm.
My workflow real depends on how I feel towards the beat or towards the music I've created. For instance, like I might make a beat and I'm like, oh yeah, that's all right, like it's all good, and then chuck it away. But then also I might make a beat and then feel that beat and be like, yo, and make a song out of that straight away.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's two kind of different processes for each one. But in terms of how that mahi would come together, I'd say I'd start off the melody, some
Yeah.
chords, something like that. Then I go in, um, lay a beat down, and usually I kind of stop around there. Like I'll stop and I'll feel out how just to get a little vibe of how that's gonna go, and then I'll start feeling out like melodies for vocals and putting in like kind of the big structures of the beat, like thinking
Yep.
about all right, the bass line's got to hit hard, these
Yep.
vocals got to hit hard now. But I'm kind of working off just that draft process instead of just going boom instrument, boom instrument, boom instrument, boom instrument. I kind of want to make like a of the vibe of the song, an outline of the song, and then go in and smash each instrument and make them all like perfect. I'd say that's how I do my beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the writing process, how do you choose your topics and why do you choose those certain topics?
Mm. I'll say that is definitely comes down to the feeling of the beat as well.
Yep.
But once I find that the feeling or the energy, I definitely come up with a few topics or words that fit that topic, that genre, and then write them down. Maybe find a few cool rhyming words that would work or anything like that, just as a little plan. And then I often will just chuck the microphone on, click record, and just spit and just get whatever I can out. And it'll sound trash, like absolute, not make sense at all,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just for flow, just for rhythm, just to see like where the pockets are and that. And then I often keep that recording, and then we'll just go back and listen to it and just go back and forth from that recording and the lyrics as I write the lyrics
Yep.
and kind of fit them into those pockets that I found. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're building your I guess let's say you finished your songs and then um I love how you incorporated a lot of I guess you know we've moved on from the song side, the songs are done. But you started incorporating, I guess, just regular stuff that was around you, like showing me videos, your video showcases, I guess, just regular life. You know, like what you and the boys might get up to. You know, and
100%.
what made you decide to just go natural, like, and just do it? You know, like, hey, let's just be
That's a
real.
dope question. I like that. Because when I first started making music, as you'll know, I was coming in with my average ass beats and my dreams of being somewhat good rapper. And I remember just, all I was listening to was American mainstream rap that was coming out,
Yep.
make money, let's do some drugs, let's all of this stuff. And I kind of tried to rap like that and it came out trash and no one liked it. And I was like, oh, what? And then I started just feeling like what I wanted to do instead,
Yep.
just like what can I rap about that my bros will like, that my bros will understand.
Yep.
And that's kind of the start. And then it became like, oh, should I actually do some cool stuff? I could actually talk about the cool shit I do.
Yeah.
And then mixing that with the beats vibes, as I was saying before, like if the beat feels all happy and summery, then I'm gonna jump on that beat and put, me kicking back at the beach, sinking beers.
Yeah.
And that's a vibe. Yeah.
It's because it's something that we can all relate to as well. You know, like
Hard.
it's not everybody can relate to, I guess, being super rich and living this very flamboyant life.
Hard out.
There's only a very small percentage of people can relate to that. So um, yeah, your stories are relatable. Um, I guess, do you ever set aside time to just, like, I need to hammer out some work, when we're not thinking about the music side, when we're not thinking about, like, the creative side, like, how important is it to
Talk
you,
about that mixing.
whether it's mixing or whether it's, what we remember, how we've got our 80-20 rule, of like
Yeah.
the 80%, like, how important is it to you to get that other 80% done? And for those who don't
Yeah.
know, 80% that we're talking about is, 20% of your success is attributed to your music. The other 80% is attributed to
Promotion.
everything
All that
else.
stuff.
Everything. That's right. Yeah, and like, how hard do you go with your 80% with that side?
Not as hard as I should, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely have a laziness to myself, which I think definitely comes with my music because my music's pretty kicked back. It's
Yep.
pretty relaxed, and the natural process of me making that is just me being lazy. Oh, not
Yeah.
lazy, but kicking back, having a good time, not pressuring myself to do it, I
Yeah.
think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But but in terms of the 80% that I do and the mahi I do put in, has definitely increased so much just talking to people like you, people throughout Crescendo, older people, mentors who have had that experience, and just seeing like, oh, there's all of that stuff that, that will all help. And
Yep.
then trying to do it as good as I can. It's not going to be 80% that, that I want to get done, but every little thing that I do
Yeah.
goes towards it, such as promotion, going to the radio shows, just making those connections,
Yeah. Yeah.
getting them, learning how to mix with you, learning all of those different skills. And my music would not be anywhere near as successful in terms of how it sounds and successful in terms of who's listening to it
Yep.
unless I did those things. So definitely something that I'm still learning and keen to learn more of
Yeah.
in the future.
Well, that kind of answers like the third question that I was going to ask you, but you might want to add a little bit
Oh,
more. No, this is great, man. Like, I guess, what are some of the things that have changed, since when you first came to the trust,
yeah.
like, and then your time being with the trust. You've been with us a couple of years now, isn't it?
Oh,
How long's it been
I
now?
reckon I came in when I was 15 and
Yeah.
I'm 19 now.
Oh, well, there you
So
go.
I reckon about then. Yeah.
Yeah. So within that time, like, what has changed about either your writing process, you've kind of answered it a little bit, but
Yeah.
if we wanted to, I guess, just to make sure we covered everything. Yeah. What was
I reckon
some of the things that changed?
top off my mind is comfortability with myself. Like being in an environment where you're surrounded by other musicians and there's no judgment, everyone's cool, everyone's like, and it's love as well. Like if something's not as good as it could be,
Yeah.
then you have people to be like, hey, bro, you could do this instead and it'll be cool. And it's all love. There's no hate or anything like that. And I reckon that took my music to a whole nother level, being in that environment
Wicked.
and hanging out with people like that gave me the confidence I needed to um be myself in my music, most definitely, and push my music to get out there. I'm like, shit, if these people like it, then I could
Yeah.
put it out and other people might like it too.
Yeah.
So that was dope. I would say that's like a main thing for me, confidence and that. And then also in terms of the music, quality of the sound.
Yeah.
Boom, with the mixes and with learning new production techniques and that.
Yeah.
Learning how to use Logic even better. I mean shit. Yeah. Nah,
That's a
definitely.
pretty
I'd
good
say
answer, bro. Yeah.
all aspects are just
Yeah.
boosted. But, yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. And man, is there anything, like, I guess, if you were to tell, like, I guess, when you first thought to yourself, you know what, I want to be a rapper. Like, think of everything you've learned now. What advice would you give to that person? If you were to go back to yourself when you were younger, or a few years ago when you first started, what advice would you give to that person, knowing what you know now?
I reckon following everything we've said in this interview, be yourself.
Yeah.
100%. And don't worry about what other people think too much. Like, obviously take advice and take, what your bros think and all that.
Yeah.
But I think a huge part for me was if someone at high school or something was just like, oh bro, you're trying to be a rapper and like have a laugh or something, I'd be like, oh, offended, like, oh shit, I should stop there, go away, or
Yeah.
whatever. But really, bro, who cares? Who cares? Just go out, just do yourself, be yourself. And if no one listens, honestly, like my perspective these days, if no one listens, it's all good. I don't mind. I'm doing this music for myself and being myself
Wicked.
and putting my, energy into that. And I'll tell myself to be that person because
Yeah.
that's definitely made my music better, to be honest.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of listen, how can anyone that's watching listen to your music?
Yeah. So I pretty much just half my name, Nico. I made it Kau, and I'm on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Raw Music, all of that. And I make sunset hip hop and rap about
I
having a good
like.
time.
Nice. Oh, well, hey, bro, I really, really appreciate your time and you just sharing your knowledge with everybody else who is up and coming just like yourself.
Shit.
Yeah, we are hopefully going to see you soon, and with us just mucking around with a beat, isn't it?
Yeah, how king.
Yeah. So yeah, appreciate you, and yeah, that's all. I
Sure.
guess.
Sure.
My man.